What's going on? What's going on? Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Super excited to be here again with you all another week. Um, we're doing part two. Back by popular demand. Back by popular demand. What's going on, Candace? I see you, sis. Go ahead and drop some gratitudes or wins. Gratitudes or wins. Go ahead and drop that in the comments. I see everybody coming on in, coming on in. All right, let's get you in here, T. Let me see. Accept. Okay. T, what's popping?
What's popping? What's going down in the town? Okay, we got Ann in early. What's up, Ann?
I know.
Oh, it is all good. Excited to be here. Wow, backed by popular demand. This
Ah,
is so
yes.
good.
Yes. Absolutely.
100%. You've been requesting us like, hey, we want a little bit more.
Okay, no worries. We'll give you a little bit more.
Good, good,
I
good.
love it. I love it. What are some gratitudes or some wins that you all have for this week? Gratitude or win that you have?
I I can honestly say the win. We're getting ready for um, a conference next week at my work, and I can honestly say it has been productive all week. Last minute requests coming in, just knocking them out the park. So I'm happy every single day, achieving. Yeah.
That's
Good.
good. That's good. Ash, what about you?
Yeah, my win is going to be my network. I strained my neck, a muscle in my neck and my back on Sunday or Monday. And so I was able to reach out to one of my really good friends who is a licensed physical therapist out in New York.
Hmm.
And he was able to identify the issue, give me some exercises or what to do in order to help it heal as fast as it can, and I'm feeling good.
Good.
That's
That's
it.
good. That's good. Come on. Um, any gratitude in the chat? Do we see any?
Yeah. Let's see. Candace said, "Grateful for community. This family is amazing and wants everyone to win." Absolutely, we do. Let's see. Doc says, "I can't hear y'all." I think we're all good on our end. So maybe check your audio settings there, or if someone else can't hear us, let us know in the comments. But yeah,
Yeah,
sis, what are
yeah.
you grateful for?
Man, I'm grateful for man, I'm grateful for the Kings being able to get on that podcast. Hidden, it's called Hidden Gems, but it's on the platform of both sides of the conversation. So that was actually pretty dope. It was nice to see how the brothers really responded. You know, at one point of the conversation, the host actually almost started crying
Oh,
Mm,
um,
wow.
because she had never seen, well, maybe not never, but she's seen a bunch of men that had mission, purpose, drive on a very, very high level. And shout out to my brother Giz. I think I just saw him on the call here real quick. One of the
yes.
kings. So
Yeah. He
yeah,
said he's
awesome.
grateful for life.
Yeah, love it,
Yeah.
love it, love it.
He's
Well,
our
look,
pickleball king. Yep.
100%, 100%. Well, Ash Dizzle, you ready to get rocking and rolling?
Yeah, absolutely.
All
Absolutely.
right.
I'm gonna pass it over
Okay.
to you.
All right, sounds good. Well, and look, I want to make sure that we properly introduce you because we didn't do that last time because both Ash and I was on our way to the San Francisco mayor birthday party, and we didn't have the bio in front of me. So let me do that now because Ann Phillips is a holistic mindset coach. She helps individuals overcoming limiting beliefs that have occurred due to past pain and trauma of challenges of life. Anne is from the UK. She is actually in London today, right? Is that correct,
Yep.
Anne?
That is
All
correct. That is correct.
2
Come
a.m. over
on.
there, huh?
Come on. We international. Anne has a diploma in holistic therapies, music for wellness, and has attended, advised, and spoken clinical meetings on drug abuse, grooming, and inner health, child healing, and suicide prevention. Anne's mantra is affect the mind and empower the person. And how did you come up with that mantra?
You know what? I'll tell you, let me start at the beginning because Terrell, you had introduced mantras, right, into the BU community, which I'm a part of. And it was coming up with something that explained me. And I started with the phrase I am, and then I put my name to it and started working all the way through it. And eventually I narrowed it down because somebody had asked me a question. If you had gotten into a lift with, you know, a well-known celebrity or something, so an elevator statement, what is the quickest impact you could make? And it scaled down from a whole soliloquy, because it was a whole poem,
Yes.
down to just one phrase that people would then want to know, what exactly does that mean? That's how I came down to affect the mind, empower the person. Because
That's
it's
good.
what I do. It's who I am.
That's good. That's good. Well, Ash, let's get rocking and rolling. I definitely want to get into several questions that I've had an opportunity to jot down. But just what did you think about the last conversation, Ash? What kind of stood out to you?
Yeah, I think in terms of what we discussed with the environment and how that plays just such a huge role in the decisions that you make and ultimately, you know, what you're exposed to and how that can, you know, be a ripple effect of the choices that we make and where we are currently in life and really, you know, being able to put a system or a routine around that to be able to overcome that.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. And what do you think about last week?
I absolutely enjoyed all of the shares. And one of the tips that I did give was the toddler and the stairs. And especially the reaction from everybody when I said you can, at stage 2, be a toddler who falls over and just cries in that position and doesn't ask for help. You know, that really always sticks. And I when I, you know, explain that and you see people's reactions. So yes, that really helped, I believe, a lot of people to think about their current situations. And
That's
if
good.
you are on here and you don't know what I'm talking about, go back and watch the replay.
Absolutely.
Good.
Absolutely.
Well, Ann, you talked about you being homeless, and definitely you are a international icon today, to many of us, especially. But we didn't kind of get into like some of the habits that you may had to kick, that helped you either pivot, change, or evolve. What were some of those things that you were able to do to help you pivot into, I don't want to say a new lifestyle, but obviously there were specific things that you were able to adjust. What was that?
Okay. One of them being when you're moving around and you're staying in hostels and homes and doorways and clubs and hotels, you know,
A lot
there's
of
a whole
people don't know what
plethora.
hostels are. Can you explain what that is?
Right. A large dormitory
Okay. Yep.
of a very large room. And so it will be a building that has maybe 3 or 4 dormitories within it. Now, some of
Okay.
those dormitories are even mixed dormitories. So it's a case of if you're homeless, you've got all your bags and things with you. And after a period of time, a lot of stuff goes missing. You have to be able to adjust very quickly to people,
Wow.
places, and things. So when you're actually on the
Did
street,
you have any stuff stolen?
oh, loads, absolutely loads.
What
because
was your most precious things that was stolen?
oh, you're gonna laugh. I had photographs that I had
Oh,
taken, and
oh,
yeah, people had, friends had got them developed, people that you made friendships with.
okay.
And I used to carry those around with me. The majority of those were stolen. My grade certificates from school were burnt in a fire. And then something else that really got my back was I used to collect records, right?
Mm,
Do you guys remember what records are? I'm just saying.
yeah,
What is
absolutely.
that? What is that?
Oh, come on,
I'm just
Ash.
kidding. I'm just kidding.
But I used to go around and get so many of them signed. And so I had album covers and things that were signed, and
Mm.
a large collection went missing. And that was a bitter pill to swallow, because at that time I was about to make the pivot of I can actually sell these and get somewhere and start making a living somehow, or
Yeah,
renting, or
yeah.
and that just put me back. But I bounced back. And it was, even while I was homeless, I was still applying for work. And I got a job. And amazingly enough, there was like a club we used to go to, and they were opening a facility. So I started working within this particular facility. Then it was a case of getting a place to stay.
Okay.
And before you know it, you're renting and you're working and you're going in what can be classed as the upward cycle, which was really good. But at the same time, some of the habits that I had learned while being on the streets, being homeless, were still there.
Yeah.
Had to learn how to adapt and shake those once I moved into a property.
Okay. 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 Did you ever have like alcohol, like abuse on your side? Was that a thing for you or not?
It was. It was.
Okay.
I wasn't like, my lifestyle on the streets was, I think, an unusual one, because I had fallen in with, you could say, B-listers. Do you know what I mean when I say that? Right? Crowd. And so it was more of a homeless champagne celebrity lifestyle,
Okay.
because I was going from club to club each night just because it was warm, etc. It was wonderfully warm, and I'd gotten to know a lot of people. But during
Wow.
this, yeah,
That's, I mean, that's
yeah,
kind of crazy off top though, right? Because I mean, you're homeless, but you're still going club to club. The champagne homelessness, I never even fathomed that. Okay, go ahead.
yeah. London can be a very strange place, very strange. And so you're going from club to club, etc. Now, the thing is, I wasn't like the heaviest of drinkers. Yes, I did love champagne at the time.
Okay.
Um, and I did indulge in some substances, and there was a particular substance at the time that was of choice, never injected, but it was a simple case of, once you're introduced, you feel good, you go out, and you're in this real catch 22 cycle,
Yeah.
and you do not realize the cycle that you have actually gotten yourself into, to the point where you're actually at the basement, at the bottom end, because you're looking for that next fix that's going to get you feeling really good and really high. So you want to go to the club, you want to meet up with the people that you know, and we're all doing the shots, etc. And it's causing that lifestyle to actually come out of that is
Yeah.
almost like coming out of a gang.
Yeah. Yeah. What was your drug of choice? Leon Muhammad said the Matrix, and he's absolutely right. What was your drug of choice?
It was MDMA,
Okay. Okay.
which um, people on the recreation scene call it ecstasy.
Yep. Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah. Wow.
Mhm.
Wow.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
Uh,
I'm just kind of thinking about how, you know, you mentioned going to the clubs and meeting the people, and how, I mean, I would assume at the time you haven't taken the assessment, but now knowing your specific tendencies and behaviors, how that, you know, really aligns with the high I or the flight attendant. And it's just, you know, I'm just kind of like processing that in terms of, you know, that awareness, and you know what that kind of means, but in that space where you didn't even know that it kind of existed, or you didn't necessarily have the words to put to, you know, this is why I am going out and, you know, having a good time, having this experience, and you know, kind of what that looks like.
Absolutely. Because from the very first night of leaving my father's house and going out to a set club where I knew that a friend had said they were going to be, I got there, asked for her, got in, and then she was with a group of people. And it was a very simple, this particular trans at the time, he was a trans guy. And it was very much a case of, he had made a joke about something. I totally understood the joke, took it to another level. And before you knew it, I had made like a connection with like 10 people right there and then. And if I look at the disc now, I can see all of the traits of why I had connected with so many people. It was a vast network of
yeah.
people that I connected with. It really was.
Let me ask you this because, and this is probably off topic a little bit, but I'm always curious to know. So, you understanding and seeing the homeless population and so forth versus the population of London. What's the dynamics between London population versus the population of demographics in the homeless? Because a lot of times we're not accurate. A lot of times we're not keeping track and all of the other stuff. But based on your experience, what do you see in terms of the demographics?
Okay, so when I was homeless, it was very much, you saw a lot of young people for varying reasons had left home and were living rough and were congregating together in the heart of London. Whereas if you put that to this current situation where we are in 2022, you're now seeing a lot of immigrants, you're now seeing a lot of older people who are now starting to live on the street for the varying reason that they've actually gone through the life challenges of things like divorce
Okay.
and or the pressures of work. And it's a case of they've split up, they've, you know, some people have not been able to keep up with the houses and they've ended up on the streets for varying reasons, especially a lot of ex-army, a lot of ex-military who have
Okay.
not been able to have gone through the process of dealing with PTSD.
Okay.
So we're
Now,
seeing,
are you seeing a lot of black folk? Are you seeing a lot of white folk? Are you seeing a lot of Asian?
ah,
What are
right.
the
Within the Asian community, you very rarely see many homeless people. There's
wow, is
always,
it?
yeah,
Okay. Go ahead.
there's always someone that's going to assist somebody else and take someone in. The Asian community over here is very, very rare to see someone of Asian descent. When it comes
Okay.
to the black community, what we are experiencing is mental health challenges. And because of the care in the community policies, you see the occasional black person who is living outside or has a place, but because of mental health challenges, is walking the streets in a particular way. And when you see that, you're actually very aware because the
Yeah.
majority of people, it's kind of a 70% majority of people are Caucasian. And even that's
Mm.
immigrant, right? So whether you're coming from Europe or further afield, you're still not seeing that many black people or people of color, should I say, living on the streets in homeless situations. However, we have something that is the disappearing people. And we have, instead of people really being homeless, we're not sure if a lot of people are in like situations where they're in slavery in particular homes because
Wow.
they haven't got, yep, because they haven't got somewhere. And it's a case of, oh, we can give you work. People are holding on to people's passports and all sorts of
Wow.
things are happening like, yep, are happening
Oh,
like that. So
so we're
there's
talking about the slave trade.
yep. So you're now moving into another area, another field. And it's, I had a conversation recently with somebody and said, it really is only God's hand that really stopped me from all the things that could have happened to me for being
Yeah.
so young. I could have been trafficked, should I say. Yeah, it could have ended up quite diverse and not very pleasant for
Wow.
me.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think people really think about, I mean, I know here in the Bay Area, we had a local council member really charging the sex trade out here because you would think in Northern California that sex trade and slavery really doesn't exist when in reality it actually does in some of our more popular cities such as Black Hawk and Danville and San Francisco. We we house, and the numbers normally equate to higher population, and it's not where you normally look, you know what I'm saying? And it's just interesting to hear you talk about that in a way that uh, no, this actually exists, and it really is almost a normal thing sometimes, especially when there's mental challenges.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We have a gypsy community, travelers community, and they move around. And for some people, they do have mental health challenges, and you know things happen, and that has now been highlighted. Children that are coming over across, immigrant children, they're not actually coming, say, with their parents because their parents will pay for the children to come across. And
Okay.
so they're disappearing as well. So you have this, as somebody has rightfully said in the chat, you have this underground community that's actually going on, and you know these things that are happening out there within those that are homeless.
Yeah.
It really is a challenge because of mental health.
Yeah.
So, you know, you'll see a post, a young girl or a young guy has gone missing, and it is generally something to do with mental health.
And
Um,
real quick to speak
yeah.
to that, we have a question in the chat about mental health. So they're asking, why do you feel as though Black people are not as quick to have their children or family diagnosed to address their mental health issues? Can you share a perspective on that?
Yeah, there's a couple of perspectives on that. And one of them is the fact that, you know, you would have heard it said, maybe, what goes on in the home stays in the home. There's different ways that people actually say that particular phrase. So what is happening at home, you don't go outside and speak about it. There are people
Is that
within...
culture? Is that culture, or is that just
That can be cultural. That can be
okay?
within the Black community. That is cultural. I know, especially from, you know, I'm a Caribbean background, and my parents and their parents, whatever is going on in the home, you don't go outside and speak about it. There were friends that we knew, they had autistic children. They were not seen in public with their autistic children. They did not want to speak about that. There's also those who do not believe, I believe in Jesus and therapy. Because as a
Okay.
Christian, it's very much a case of, yeah, you know, you have your faith, but you can have your therapy as well. But there's a lot of people that they will not go and get diagnosed. Something is going on. Oh, we can deal with it. We'll pray this through. But no, you also need a form of counseling. You need a form of therapy to be able to understand exactly what is going on. So it can be traditional. And that is a real shame that it is traditional for some people and some cultures, be that Caribbean, African, Asian, within the Asian community. Again, that is dealt with a lot within their own community. And, you are now only seeing, say, from our generation and up, that now people are going out to get the help that they need. And they may not be speaking to their parents at the beginning, but they are going to get the therapy that they believe they need. And this is helping across the board.
Is that why you got into to mental?
Oh,
Is that why you got into it?
I got into the mental health side of things because I started to see and experience when I was actually out homeless and then getting my life together, the help that when I went through literally a decade on and off of therapy, counseling, and real treatment, that other people weren't getting help. People were not speaking. When I talked about being abused, well, it was the rape as a child and then being abused and groomed. It was a simple case of some people just do not believe you. I can still say to this day, and my parents will testify of this, when my parents reported everything out to the police came to our home, and I was a child, so I wasn't privy to being there, but my parents subsequently told me later on in years gone by, that the police had warned them that you cannot report this. She will never have an ordinary life.
Wow.
It was,
Wow.
yes. It was pretty toxic at the time. Now you get programs that almost glorify certain things, and it's a real shame, because what has happened in the past to myself or to other people, swept under the carpet, for some people has caused such traumatic mental health challenges, they've not come out. As in, they've been locked in their minds and they've stayed there, even though they've had help, but they've been able to break free. I'm one of the blessed and fortunate ones who has broken free and thus wants to be able to help others to do so.
So, your journey is simply amazing. What I want to know is what makes you tick now.
What makes me tick now?
Yeah, you're not homeless. You're doing pretty good. You're kind of an international icon. So,
one of my my second eldest grandson. So I was having a chat with him the other day. Yes, I have 8 grandchildren, and the second eldest.
Say that again. Say that again. I don't think they heard you.
Okay, I have 8 grandchildren.
8 grandchildren. Yes. And you look like you're 30 years old. So
25.
Yeah, exactly.
I am. It can't be helped. But there's no drama around the family. You know, some of us talk, some of us don't. You know, we're all growing. Everybody's developing. But when I was talking to him, and I was saying, okay, so what's next? Now you're about to step up, do your A levels, as in going to sixth form college and things like that. What do you want to do? So he was really explaining, and we had this heart to heart. He is definitely following the PhD route that he wants to go to, and I was like, oh great, so we could be doing PhD at the same time. He just found that to be hilarious, because right about now I'm all about the legacy that is there. And it's not just the family that you have. There are people that surround you that you realize that person is actually looking up to me. One of my good friends, her 5-year-old son, well, he's 6 now, he phoned me up when I was unwell, and he said, Auntie Ann, I just want to pray with you. And in his little voice, he said this 1-minute prayer.
How old is he?
He's now 6.
5 at the time.
He was at 5 at the time, and he just said a short 1-minute prayer. And then said, I love you. Get well. Bye. And that was it. After the prayer, that was it. And I thought to myself, this boy is looking up and seeing what's going on. And it's
Mm-hmm.
absolutely wonderful. You don't know who's watching you. So live your
Yeah.
life well. For
Yeah.
example, today there was some sad news. Someone had passed. And in that passing, you have to stop and say to yourself, are you living the life that you're
Yeah.
meant to be living? What are you doing today that's going to improve your tomorrow? What's the example that you're being? Are you being the best for you? You don't have to be the best for somebody else. Look in the mirror. You are your own competition, as we always say. But it's very much a case of live your life in the way that is an absolute example for others.
That's good.
I cannot say I am not, far from it. I'm not perfect. But, if I made a mistake yesterday, how can I improve today? How can I do
That's good.
better?
That's good. That's good. What motivates you today? Like what helps keep you on track? What helps? I mean, because we all have triggers, we all have blind spots, and our past is our past. So
Yes.
what helps keep you motivated to stay on track?
To stay on track and motivated is the legacy. I want to leave a legacy of a good name. I want to leave a legacy where people have seen the example that I've gone through and seen if she can do it and has been through everything she's been through, I can do this too. There is hope in the fact of leaving a very good legacy. So that keeps me motivated. I'm plugged in to a great, actually phenomenal community, Breathe University, and so many like-minded people. I wouldn't have found Ash. Come on, Ashley Hill.
Yeah.
She's my
Yeah.
first coach. So I
Yeah.
would not have found Ashley. She would not have found me. Terrell, I'm just like, okay, I'm going to fan here on both of you because seriously, the pair of you are so phenomenal. You motivate me. You stimulate me. It's like, I know you would call me out on any BS. Can I say that? Right? If
Yeah.
if things weren't going the right way. So really and truly, it's like, pull your socks up, get on, and you can
Yeah.
do this. And when you're having a bad day, a challenging day, what's the lesson in that day to learn? How are you going to move on? Get something for the pain. That's Eric Thomas says that all the time. Get something for the pain. I'm not going to go through this whole life that I've been through and then not leave a legacy. No, it is a must.
Yeah.
I will, I must. It's a must.
So I know that we know. I know that we know. That's good, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I know that we know that environment matters, but why is it important to you? Like, what actually sticks out in environment that helps us either pivot or have breakdowns?
Right. Let me just go to triggers. You mentioned triggers earlier, right?
Yeah.
If you do not acknowledge that you're experiencing a trigger, that something has triggered you. Now, when something triggers you, you may feel it in a certain part of your body. Acknowledge that you're not feeling as you normally would. Accept that you've just acknowledged that. And if you have to, write it down, what you're going through, your emotional state at that time, what was said, where you were, who you were with. Because you may just have you could have been in a room full of people and someone said one thing. That one thing has triggered you. But why? So you need
Mm-hmm.
to look at that. And that then leads into the fact of you're in that environment. What did you come with? What was your expectation? What in that person saying where they triggered you in that environment has caused you now to move out of the way that you're feeling? So if you're in environments where, let me just put it this way, say you're feeling the imposter syndrome, right? Where you think, okay, I'm with all these people, but I don't feel good enough.
Yeah.
I'm not worthy. in that kind of situation, if you came in like that, you are going to be triggered at some point because you came in not expecting for anything because you thought you weren't good enough in the first place. So you brought that environment in with you and polluted the environment that was already there, and the environment that was already there, because everybody who was there may have come together because they're saying, okay, we can do this, and that person has got this to offer. But they came in thinking otherwise. Create the environment where you want to go. At home, what's your office space like? Is it orderly? Is it a mess? Is it what kind of environment? You've heard me talk last week when I said my bedroom's my sanctuary.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I've created that environment so it's peaceful. So when I go to bed, I can really sleep and enjoy that. But when you're with other people, we're on a call now by technology. So we're in a room for the three of us. And we're just talking and it's comfortable. There's energy. We're flowing and it's great. We've created a particular level of frequency, an environment that is safe, non-judgmental. We can talk and it's open and it's free.
Yeah.
But we don't, if one of us suddenly, well, it would probably show. But that's what you've got to be aware of. Your environment at all times.
Okay. So, Ann, people think that you don't have issues because you've come from homelessness. You've dealt with alcoholism, right? Today, again, you're an international icon. I already got it. I got that. But how do you deal with issues? How do you deal with challenges? Like how do you deal with yourself today when you have stuff that comes up, whether it's exterior or interior, right? How do you deal with temporary challenges?
I use for my temporary challenges, I use a method called S.T.O.P.
Okay.
I literally stop. I take notice. That's the T. I observe what is going on around me before I proceed. So I use my S.T.O.P, S-T-O-P method to make sure that I get through. At work
Hold on,
today,
that was good. Hold on, did you catch that, Ash?
That's actually the second system or tool that she's given out. So if you guys didn't catch the first one, make sure that you
Did you catch that? Say that again. Say that again. Okay. All right. So I know stop. So I'm a stop. Okay. What's the other stop?
So right. So S is for stop. So no matter what's going on, for example, today, getting ready for conference, everybody's pulling on me. So at one particular point where I could feel that there was going to be some raised voices, I was like, I just need to step aside. So I stopped. Then I took notice. This is a T. I took notice of what was going on. But I then went further and I observed. So this person is bringing that because they can't do it. This one knows that I'm going to get that done. Okay, I make all those points. Before I do the P, before I proceed, generally I'll have a quick prayer and then I'll proceed, making it a double P.
Okay.
So really it's what are you going to do before you proceed? And I'm telling you, S.T.O.P method works anywhere. If you felt you were having an anxiety attack in the middle of a shopping center, use the S.T.O.P method and you will suddenly realize, because you've started to internally focus and go internal to external. So you're intrinsic, extrinsic, right? At any one given point. You're then not microsizing yourself to have this attack, this challenge, because you're using the S.T.O.P. That's generally how I deal with it. And I have challenges. Please don't think I am, like I said before, I am so not perfect. There are times when I'm doing something and I'm thinking, Right. Okay. If you've ever done the disc, I am a 99I, 99Z. So I want to give you the best experience ever. But I'm after solutions, guys, because I am going to drive that plane. I want to get this done at the same time as you are going to have a phenomenal time.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What do you think your purpose is today? I mean, I know you
My
have your
purpose,
mantra. What's your mantra again?
affect the mind, empower the person.
Okay. So how do you put that into a purpose-driven life?
Purpose-driven life is I'm spreading hope. I give people hope. I
Yeah.
give people the reason. I give them the reason to be able to carry on that next moment. Somebody may be at the brink of wanting to jump off the bridge. All I have to be able to do is stop you from jumping off the bridge in that one moment. Take one step at a time. So we've stopped you from jumping off the bridge. Now you need to be able to step back. Now you need to be able to take some steps and walk down the street with me. Okay, so we've got
I
that
mean,
done.
hold on. Ash, I mean, I kind of feel like Ann voice,
Yeah.
already makes me want to stop it. Stop. I,
Absolutely.
I need to get you on a meditation app or something.
I
Stop.
I have been reaching out, so if you can do that, that's awesome.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. Ash, did you have a further question? I'm sorry.
No, I was just, just kind of processing a lot of the things that you shared in terms of systems and action steps and tips and tools, and even what we talked about last week, and just really being able to see how elevated and streamlined your information is, and how you're looking to be able to be this resource to the
Yeah.
community, and provide this hope and this access to that information. So I just think that that's phenomenal in itself, and wanted you to share more about some of the things that you have coming up or that you already have out available.
Yep.
Oh, thank you so much. The Neuroscience of Change is my latest Kindle book, and that is available. Just jump on Amazon, or you can also click my link tree, and it has all of my links there. So you just press one button, go to the website. It's on the website as well. And it's amazing because I got a review, and I'm actually going to put that review out tomorrow. I got a review the other day, and I was just like so excited because this person was like, it could have been so much psychobabble, but
Yeah.
it wasn't. It was easy and explainable because Neuroscience of Change sounds like something so scientific,
Yeah.
but it's really quite simple to understand. And that's what I've done. I've done it in a layman's way to explain it and make it easy and digestible for everybody. I
Yeah.
have got a few things in the pipeline, and you will be seeing what's coming up in the next couple of weeks. Definitely.
I love it. You know, what you're talking about, and is what Ash and I constantly talk about, is mastering your LOPs and your SOPs. Yeah, I mean, when we look at it from a basic step by step process, you and I have to master, first be aware of what our existing LOPs are, and then make the adjustment to our goals on what we're looking to accomplish. And we can do that by reverse engineering in some form of fashion. Do you do any mentorship or anything like that nowadays?
I used to do a group that the university were looking into sending a lot of their postgrads down to the group. We no longer hold it in that particular place because it was for a lot of vulnerable adults who have drug addiction issues as well as alcoholism issues. And at the present time, I'm in talks with one other person that we are looking to now start up a new vulnerable adult unit.
I
So
love it.
again,
Nice.
that's all in the pipeline. The mentorship that I actually do is the coaching that I do.
Hmm.
And I do have a course on the website, and I also do the one-to-one coaching. So that
Yep.
breaks it down in more detail.
Share your website real quick, and then we'll be sure to put it out in the link as well.
Okay, it's www.musicmindwellbeing.com.
Yep. Musicmindwellbeing.com.
Yep, .com.
Yep. And if they want to stay in communication, they can put their email addresses and everything else to get all your goody goods, right?
Absolutely. Pop your emails into the chat now, because I've got so many free resources that I would love to send to you, so that we can also stay connected in a few ways. Jump over onto the Facebook group and join Music Mind Wellbeing. Everywhere you can see Music Mind Wellbeing, that will be me. So join my community.
I love it. Ash, did you see Coach Dom just pop on in here?
I did see her just come on.
Did.
What's up,
Dom? You know, we ain't gonna brag on her or anything, and you know what I'm saying?
We are gonna brag on her. Congratulations. Wow. Hi, Dom. There's so many people here. I can see Eric. I've seen
yes,
Joy,
brother Eric.
Sandra.
Hey. Yep. Wow.
Well,
so many people.
And give us some parting words. It's been an honor. I kind of feel like we're going to have you in rotation in some form or fashion, because I think Coach Ash and I have mental challenges on a frequently basis. She probably has it a little more than I do.
Absolutely. Yep.
Oh, trust me, I have my own. It's all good.
Give us some parting words. Give it to us.
Okay, the parting words that I would love to give you is: change doesn't happen overnight, but it can happen in an instant.
Yeah.
Change doesn't happen overnight, but it can happen in an instant. I'm just going to quickly expatiate that. Your thoughts become your actions, become your life. The change doesn't happen overnight. It can happen in an instant. Because you think about it, you can become it.
That's good.
Just thinking about it alone. Yeah.
I'm going to have to listen to this podcast again, and just listening to you talk is like helping me like reframe my mindset. You know what I'm saying, Coach?
Absolutely. Yeah, I was just typing in the chat to Sandra that, she said that you're helping her. So we just really appreciate you and letting her to know to go grab some of your content, go to the link in your bio, make sure that she gets access to everything that you're sharing here. So we just appreciate you and your time. We know it's 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, some kind of clock in the morning over there in the UK. So we just appreciate you.
Yeah. So just think of it like the club. Back in the day, we were spending time together.
Well, listen, back in the day, we never came out of a club till like 8, 10 o'clock. It was
right.
It was long.
Right. Because in UK, they don't close until like 7 or 8 a.m. Is that correct?
That is correct. We are something else with our club. By the way, guys, if you want to email me, info@musicmindwellbeing.com. No, don't send it to that one. What am I saying? CTA. Yeah, send it to CTA at Music Mind and Wellbeing. Send it to the customer services. CTA at Music Mind and Wellbeing.com. Yeah, and I'll be in touch.
And thank you very much for joining us at 2 a.m. in the morning in London, UK. We appreciate you taking time out of your schedule. As always, man, this has been such a blessing. Coach Ash, we have any announcements?
No. We're back next week at our regular scheduled time, 6 p.m. PST.
All right, sounds good. Guys, if you have not taken your DISC assessment, DM either Coach Ash or I. We'll make sure to get that over to you. And pleasure, as always, you have definitely added value to myself and Coach Ass, and I'm sure everyone on this call can really thank you and appreciate you. Thank you very much for tuning in. We'll be in touch. We'll see you guys next week. And woo
Thank
woo.
you. Thank you all. Love you guys. Thank you so
Love
much,
you
Terrell. Thank
more.
you, Ash.
Love you more.
Bye now.
See ya.